The World Cup is not only the most prestigious trophy in football, but it's also the hardest to win. And that's because this competition happens only every 4 years. You get injured, or you're not in your prime during that period, and the opportunity's gone. You're gonna have to wait another 4 years to try again. And that's why there are so many incredible players that never had the fortune, the luck to win a World Cup. And probably the biggest name we could start with, Cristiano Ronaldo. 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions Leagues, soon about to hit 1,000 goals. But the World Cup is the one trophy that eludes him. And I think among all the players we're going to be putting into our team, Ronaldo might actually be the only one who's got a chance to change history, win the World Cup with Portugal, because this time he's going to have a world-class team. But until then, Ronaldo unfortunately has got to be the leader of our never won World Cup 11. And here we go, I'm dropping 5 million coins to buy Ronaldo for the team. And there you go, he goes into that striker spot. I know Ronaldo is pissed to be even involved in a team like this. I want you guys to let me know in the comments though, do you all think that realistically, does Ronaldo have a chance to win the World Cup? I feel like although his Portuguese team is insane, he's 41, bro. I mean, to expect him to turn back the clock and deliver, but we'll see. He's Cristiano Ronaldo after all. And let's now go to the goalkeeper position. Now, we've got quite a few options here, starting with Thibaut Courtois, part of the Belgium golden generation that was supposed to win so much. But back in 2018, the semi-finals was the maximum he could do. And considering all what he's achieved in his club career, he's easily one of the best goalkeepers to have never won the World Cup. But there are a few more options, like Oliver Kahn. I was actually surprised when I found out that he hadn't won a World Cup. In fact, he came really close though in 2002. But R9's Brazil was too much for him. Funnily enough, in that 2002 World Cup, he even won the Golden Ball. But there is an even better option. The only goalkeeper to have ever won the Ballon d'Or. This man had over 150 penalty saves, but he played for Soviet Union at the time, who were disjointed, didn't have a good team, and the best finish he could achieve was the semi-finals. But there is no debate that Lev Yashin is one of the greatest goalkeepers to ever live, and since he hasn't won the World Cup, I guess he's gonna have to get into the team. But oh wow, we've got Cristiano and Lev Yashin so far, and let's see where the left back spot takes us. Now we've got a couple of interesting players here, like Ashley Cole, incredible left back, very underrated I feel, and he was part of a very good England team, at least on paper. They had Beckham, Lampard, Gerrard, but the team could never really come together, always underperformed. We could also go with Jordi Alba. A lot of people think he won the World Cup with Spain back in 2010, but actually he wasn't even part of the squad back then. It was in the 2012 Euros where Alba made a name for himself for Spain. But yes, that means he never won the World Cup. And considering the connection he has with Messi, the amount of assists, the trophies for Barcelona, he is one of the best left backs to have never won the World Cup. But I think there is someone better. Someone who's apparently Cristiano Ronaldo's best friend. And just like Ronaldo has won 5 Champions League trophies, I'm talking about the Brazilian Marcelo. Even though they had Neymar, Kaká at the time, throughout Marcelo's era, Brazil just completely failed, giving Marcelo no chance of winning the World Cup. But it at least earns him a spot in this team, which I'm sure he's not happy about. Okay, I've just realized that every player in this team so far is from a different nationality. And I think that trend might continue with the right back, because we've got Achraf Hakimi as an option. We all know what he did back in 22, captaining Morocco to a World Cup semi-final. The best finish an African team has achieved like ever. And also considering what Hakimi's been doing for PSG, he's one of the best players in his position. Surely we gotta go with Dani Alves for everything he's achieved, one of the most decorated footballers of all time. Again, like Marcelo, similar story, could never win the World Cup with Brazil. Sadly though, he's not in the game, so we can't really choose him. But there is an Argentinian, Javier Zanetti. But that was an era for Argentina where they couldn't sort things out. It was the post-Maradona era, but Zanetti won the treble with Inter. And now I'm really confused. Do I go with Hakimi or Zanetti? I know Zanetti's a legend, but I do think Hakimi is just a better player. And also what he did in that 22 World Cup should be rewarded. We're going with him. Off we go now to the centre-back spots. Here we've got options like Rio Ferdinand, probably the best English centre-back of the last 30 years. Won so much with Man United, but again, with England, things never clicked. We could also go with Thiago Silva. And oh, a big one would be Ronald Koeman, one of the best centre-backs of his era. Lost 2 World Cup finals. And actually, he suffered more humiliations at the World Cup as manager as well, where he coached a certain Virgil van Dijk. And I think if I'm talking about the best centre-back to have not won a World Cup, Cup, Van Dijk's got to be in those conversations. I mean, back in 2019, he literally came second in the Ballon d'Or rankings. Ooh, and I've got this birthday Van Dijk. I think it was an Evo or something. But yep, let's put him into the team. And now for the other centre-back. I'm sure you guys know who I'm thinking. Paolo Maldini. I was shocked when I found out that he hadn't won a World Cup. But apparently in 2002 itself, he decided to retire from international football. And so he couldn't be part of the Italy squad that ended up winning the World Cup. And it's such a shame. Because if you ask anybody, they would say Paolo Maldini is the greatest defender to ever exist. And for him to have not won a World Cup, it is so sad. By the way, in 94, he came really close to winning the World Cup, but Italy lost on penalties, and it was Brazil who ended up winning the trophy. Oh, it's sad that we're putting him in a never won World Cup 11, but hey, at least he makes that defense insane. Now, talking about that Italy team that lost the 94 final, well, at the very end, a certain Roberto Baggio stepped up to take the penalty. If he scored, Italy would still have hope, and this was Baggio we're talking about, one of the most talented players of his generation, but he missed the penalty. Fans say that was the day Baggio died standing. That's why I think we gotta take Baggio and put him into the team. By the way, I'm not surprised that we've got 2 Italians in the squad, because even in real life, they're yet to qualify for the 26 World Cup. Maybe they will by the time this video is out. But don't forget, they failed to qualify in 22 and even in 2018. Italy really need to get their act together. And alright, let's now pick our midfielders. Remember how I spoke about Belgium's golden generation and how they failed to achieve any success with it? Well, their leader was Kevin De Bruyne, arguably the best midfielder of the last generation. But yet with Belgium, all they could manage was a semi-final. Even without the World Cup, for me, Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders ever. Oh, it's funny that we've got Joshua Kimmich on the same page as De Bruyne, because he could also go in. Never won the World Cup. Same with David Beckham as well, to be honest. But you know what? I think De Bruyne has been the standout player of the Premier League for the last decade. He's got to be one of the greatest midfielders to have never won the World Cup, so we're putting him in. Now, I'm just thinking, if I had to make a list of the best midfielders of the last decade, I'd still probably put KDB number 2. Because we've got Luka Modric at number 1, who came so close to winning the World Cup in 2018 with Croatia. But France crushed their dream. Luka Modric took home the Golden Ball, as well as the Ballon d'Or. And I mean, come on, 6 Champions League trophies for Real Madrid. And guess what? He's still going to be playing at the 26th World Cup. You never know, man. If Croatia do something special, he could end up getting his World Cup trophy. But for now, since he doesn't have it, he's going to be going into our team. We now got just 2 positions left to pick. But before that, I want you guys to make your prediction for the 26th World Cup. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. Oh, and while you're down there, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And now for our final midfielder, we could have gone with someone like Casemiro, options like Nedved, but I think it's gotta be the man they call the White Belly, Zico. He played for one of the most iconic Brazil squads ever, yet in both 1982 and 1986 his team came agonizingly close. Let's get him into the team and complete our midfield, and oh my days, is this squad insane. It might actually hurt if we end up discarding one of these players, because that's right, once we pick our striker and complete the team, we're gonna be playing 1 game of FC 26 where for every goal I lose by, 1 random discard here. It could be Ronaldo, it could be Modric, but we don't want that. Let's finish the squad though with the striker. Now, if we're talking about players currently active, there's Haaland. He's never won a World Cup. In fact, he's only going to be playing his first World Cup in 2026. But I think Haaland's career has been so short so far because he's so young. There are a lot better options like Harry Kane. Although Harry Kane has a very good chance of winning the World Cup in 26. I know all the England memes, but he's in the form of his life. England do have an incredible team under Thomas Tuchel, and that's why I want to go for a player from the past, Johan Cruyff. In fact, I'm going to go as far ahead and say that Cruyff is the most influential figure in football like ever. And as a manager, he brought on a completely new set of tactics, which of course Pep Guardiola took a lot of inspiration from. But as a player with Netherlands, he came agonizingly close to winning the World Cup. Took the Netherlands to the final in 1974, but they couldn't get over the line. And so he has to bear the brunt of being one of the best players to have never won the World Cup. And that is our squad complete. What a team. Let me know in the comments if I'm missing a big player. I think I've covered all bases here. But alright boys, the big test for our Zero World Cup squad begins now. I don't want to be discarding these players. Oh, I see you, Cristiano. I see you, Cristiano. I think he's on. Ronaldo! Ronaldo gets the goal! Is this what Ronaldo's gonna do in 2026 at the World Cup? No, that's completely washed, man, from me. What was I doing? I see you, Ronaldo. I see you, Ronaldo. Oh, what a volley. Bro, Ronaldo's a cheat code, man. The movement is insane. This time a cheeky chip. Hat trick complete. And Ronaldo once more, boys. Another cheeky chip. Maybe this time Ronaldo wants to get himself an assist. It's Johan Cruyff. He gets the goal number 5. I think this guy's going to be quitting soon. And I told you, boys, he's rage quit. Which means I don't have to discard anyone. Now, if you enjoyed this video, watch me try to open one amazing pack for every goal I score. Click here.